This is Chris Kelly with the first video of our Peak Fitness Coach series, Understanding the Peak Fitness System. All right, and really this is the most important presentation we're going to give, just in the sense of understanding Peak Fitness as a company and kind of what we stand for and what we're looking to do. Now, what we want to talk about and get out of this presentation is talk about what we are and kind of how we're different maybe from, the typical trainer or, a company that you might find in a gym, okay? That also relates to our selling concepts and kind of what sets us apart. Number two is we're going to talk about the structure of how we do things, just kind of a broad overview of our system, and then how we keep clients accountable and reviewing just, sort of the basics of our program. Now, first and foremost, who are we? Okay, Peak Fitness is a community-based approach. All right, one thing that I want you to understand that one-on-one personal training in today's marketplace is dying. What we want to do is give the person the quality of a personal training session, but in a small group program, because what that does is that's going to build a community approach as well as provide, the expert accountability from a trainer. So we want to surround somebody, somebody that is new, they walk into the gym, not only are they physically deconditioned, but they're also kind of, they have apprehensions about working out, and they don't have much motivation. But if we surround them with a group of 3 to 5 people that are really motivated, that have already seen success and that are kind of integrating them into the group at the same time, we're going to have a lot better results with that person, and they're going to be much more committed. Okay, so that's first and foremost. That's a community-based approach to fitness. We also want to talk about excellent individualized experience in a group setting. Okay, so that comes down to the quality of coaching, okay, which is down to you. We also want to connect our clients with goals and interests. All right, so not only do we want to give them a great workout, but we want to teach them to train. Okay, this is going to be a progressive process, and it's like saying, you don't want to give somebody a fish, you want to teach them to fish. And that's what our clients really have all commented in our gym, is that they don't just, work out, they learn to train, and it's stuff that they can apply in their own lives. So, that also makes them a more loyal consumer. So you are an expert in what you do, okay? You're an expert in regressing exercises, you're an expert in coaching and motivating the client, and that's really what I want from our coaches. Okay, so who is our audience? Individuals seeking a specific and individualized approach to training. Right? This is not we are not a boot camp. We are not a one-size-fits-all gym. Okay, we want our clients to know why. We want to take a individualized approach to them. And we want to do educational seminars, group classes, community-based things that builds a team. Okay, and that team mentality. The clients that really respond best to this would be females, 30 to 50 years old, who might not be typically comfortable in a larger gym. Okay, this model can also be done with athletes training for specific sports, but the beauty of it is the small group training thing, which is really our primary service offering, really encompasses a lot of different groups. These are the two that we find most often, and most importantly, what makes us different. Okay, if somebody comes into you and they ask you, how is Peak Fitness a little bit different from maybe your typical trainer or boot camp? Number one is that the quality of instruction and coaching. You are an excellent coach of exercise. You understand, when somebody's in pain, you see that. You don't force them to do the exercise. You give them alternatives, and you're analytical in your approach. Number two is that our small group training. Okay, 3 to 5 people in a group with individualized programs. All right, we're taking people. Not everyone doesn't need the same thing. So each person has an individualized program where, one person might be doing a push-up next to somebody that might be bench pressing. They're just they're just on 2 points of the same spectrum. So as a coach, you have to really be able to coach that, administer it, and be an expert in that area in particular. And finally, habits-based coaching. Right, and when you see new clients that are coming in, oftentimes they're going to come to you with, issues not just being physically deconditioned, but also disconnects in their schedule, poor sleeping habits, and just a litany of things that are disconnecting them from where they want to be from a fitness perspective. So really a big part of this is a habits-based coaching model that we're going to touch a lot upon, in our subsequent presentations. Now, what do we offer our clients? Okay, and the first thing I want you to know is that our small group training, okay, is our primary service offering. These are groups of 3 to 5 people training together in a group. Okay, and generally this begins with general small group training. Okay, with beginners, most beginners are going to need the same things. Okay, and with that in mind, we place them on an 8-week cycle in which they're in a group class together. All right, they're learning to train together, they're working out together, and really the goal is just to get them to, you know, engender some proper habits, you know, learn our system, and then from there we move to more advanced options. All right, we move to our second option, which is specific program design. Okay, and this is once the person becomes more of an advanced trainee. All right, in the beginning, beginners are going to need fairly similar things, so really anything that we do works. So you can use the same exercises, the same aggressions, and generally we do in the beginning because we just want them to learn our system and learn basic technique and form. Now, the objective is to bring them into this intermediate and advanced level where you know, they're training for specific goals, such as running races or fat loss or whatever it is. You know, where we connect them with whatever they're interested in, and now, you know, each 8-week cycle is based upon a specific measurable goal, okay, that motivates them. All right, in the beginning with this general small group thing, they're all working out together, and it's more of an idea of making training experience and kind of getting them motivated. Once they fall into the specific program design, they're sold in what we do, and we can get a little bit more complicated in terms of what we do. We also offer various fitness classes, which we'll talk a little bit more about. Okay, but you can see the different price points here. Specific program design is going to be the most. Our beginner small group program is going to be a little bit less, and then fitness classes, you know, are kind of our starter option there. Okay, so looking at our schedule here, all right, we have a couple different options. All right, for our more experienced clients, all right, our program design service is something where we design their program based upon a monthly assessment. They're able to come in and execute their program really at any hour the gym is open. All we ask is that they call and they make an appointment like a personal training session. Okay, so that's something where it requires a little bit more responsibility, but by the time they're in this stage, they understand the deal. They know, you know, our system, and they understand, they're at a level of experience where they have the motivation to come and do this themselves. A fitness coach is always going to be on hand to take them through their program and to coach them and everything else, but we keep their program on file, we walk them through it in the first week, and then we meet with them on a monthly basis just to kind of review, you know, and make sure they're getting what they need. But as long as they call in and make an appointment for, say, you know, 6 or whatever it is, you know, we're going to cap our numbers at maybe 5 per hour, but they're able to do that. So that gives them more flexibility. Now, with our small group training, this is where you know, we're offering this at various points throughout the day. And again, this is something that is administered by coaches because these are clients that are going to be beginners. Okay, these are clients that are on a more generalized program, but they're going to need more oversight, attention of a coach, and kind of progression to various levels. So this is something that is going to be, you know, our primary service offering for beginners, and this is something that is led by a coach really at these times here in Lakeland. But you know, we can add as many as we need throughout the day. Finally, our last service is boot camp. Okay, in boot camp, or you know, any fitness class that we offer, you know, we're going to offer at specific times, and you're just going to go through a template. But these are the 3 services that we offer: program design, which is our most advanced option; small group training, okay, which is our kind of our starter place for everyone; and then boot camp, which is kind of an add-on, you know, in addition to these 2 things. Now, once the person gets into program design, okay, we have several levels, all right? We have the general program, okay, which is the starter program for everybody. All of our beginners are on this general program, and the objectives of the general program are to teach basic habits, to rehab basic injuries and imbalances, and to teach basic movements, okay? At this stage, we're ironing out potential habit disconnects a client has. We're teaching them about nutrition. They're basically in an incubator, learning to train and getting just stronger and more fit in basic movements, all right? And once they kind of acquire the things that they need in terms of habits and a basic fitness level, then we can move to more specific goals, okay? And for the majority of our clients, that's going to fall into one of 3 categories, all right? We have a lot of our clients like to do races and run, okay? And that's endurance. All right, and with that, you know, again, our classes or our programs are going to be planned around 5Ks, you know, triathlons, Tough Mudders. That is a very popular one. The next category would be physique, okay? Some of our clients are training for, you know, a fat loss goal, or maybe they're becoming a figure competitor or whatever it may be. These things are going to be trained more around body composition and fat loss, and generally the client's going to be training around a specific event, okay? Our last one would be performance, okay? And when we say performance, this is more team and power sports, okay? We train a lot of different athletes here at Peak, But even for the general public, this could be something like joining a rec softball team, a kickball league, something of that nature, where the client is encouraged to join leagues in activity interest. But as you can see here, these encompass 3 specific goal areas that the client can be directed towards. And part of your goal as a coach is to take the client from this general program design where they're just working out to a place where they're training for something specific. So encouraging them to join a running group or to join a company softball team or, to target maybe a figure competition or something. That's a big part of the motivational aspect of what you're doing. Okay, so this kind of gives a broad overview of where we're trying to take the clients from start to finish. Now, in terms of our training model, all right, generally most of our clients are going to be on a 3-day-a-week model, okay, and it's certainly for small group training, that's the way this is going to be set up. Day 1 and day 2 are going to be strength training workouts, okay, we have workout A, workout B, all right. Day 3 is going to be what we call our Friday Throwdown, all right. And with that, what we try to do is pick one day where we go all out. Metabolic conditioning, CrossFit, all of that stuff is very popular right now. So we take one day where we work on just pure conditioning. We take 30 to 45 minutes, we throw down with a killer workout, we time the client's times, and we just challenge them to work as hard as possible. Generally with beginners, 2 days of strength training is really all they're going to need. They're going to be gassed by day 3 anyway. So this Friday Throwdown idea is, it's something that kind of helps to brand our gym, but it also is something that, helps the client to have an experience with training versus, sort of the monotony of maybe day 1 and 2. With boot camp, it's the same idea. Workout A, workout B, and then a Friday Throwdown. But this is the general structure that we're going to use for the general population. All right, this is the optimal training model. Is that the client is training 3 days a week. We work 2 days on strength as the primary focus, 1 day more on work capacity.